Welcome back to Advance Wars 2 Reboot Camp. We've unlocked the next set of missions in Green Earth, but before that, we are gonna head out to the last of the 3 initial missions here, Drake's Dilemma. Hawk launches an assault over the inland sea. Can Drake weather the storm, or will he bring his own storm?
What now?
It's kind of funny they say this, but because the Black Cannon can't actually destroy units. Yeah, see, unlike the other Black Hole COs, Hawk does have a brain. He does realize that victory is not instantly within his grasp.
Yes, sir.
And you might already be able to tell that we have allies.
Oh.
And yep, 2 nautical puns from Drake already.
What to do? Sir. We've hit a spot of rough sea here, Eagle. Ha!
I feel like I've been using Kanbei quite a lot in this run of the campaign, but, you know, he's broken in Advance Wars 2, might as well show that off against the AI. Yeah, our mission here is to destroy the 2 cannons. But you pretty much need to go all the way to your HQ in order to do that.
Right.
Yeah, Kanbei can technically win this mission, and in that case, his power and technique scores will count in Reboot Camp, but he only gets like a generic victory quote, and it's kind of rough to get him to do that. Generally, he's mainly meant to keep the enemies off of Drake's advance.
Yeah. Commander. Sir.
Yes, they have not found the lander containing him yet. That was always a weird thing in Battle Mystery in the first game. I do like how you get to see the nations working together as allies a lot more in Black Hole Rising. Oh, I think that line was pretty much the same as the original. But okay then, let's go over how Drake works in Advance Wars 2. So Drake's naval units gain +1 to movement range and +10 to defense. So it's no longer represented by extra terrain stars. It is a flat defense boost. His air units suffer -20 to firepower. Rain does not affect his unit's movement. He has a small chance to make it rain in random weather. So just going by this, because I believe he used to get 2 extra defense stars, Drake seems like he may have been nerfed since the first game, but actually not really. So firstly, Squall has been buffed slightly. It reduces the fuel of all enemies by half, in addition to reducing their HP by 1. Now usually this isn't much of a problem, but for air and naval focused armies, this could hurt them quite badly, especially if you use multiple Squalls over the course of a map. But now he also has his superpower, Typhoon. Calls a storm that inflicts 2 damage on all enemy units and reduces their fuel by half. Also creates rain for a day. So Typhoon is interesting on multiple different levels. Now, rain doesn't slow down things as much as snow does, but it does make plains and forests much harder for tread and tire units to traverse, and this adds up more than you might think, especially if your opponent has a lot of units like rockets, which really hate moving off-road anyway. This is an incredibly weird map. So, this is what the map looks like without Fog of War. Hawk went very overboard on surrounding this inland sea, and he has 46 units. Now, if you just move in between the reefs and avoid the cannon fire, you can very easily slip 2 or even more battleships down this strait, destroy these 2, and win. It's not a difficult mission to actively finish. The problem is getting a good power score. because you need to destroy 5 units in one turn, and the only starting units you have that can actually attack things are battleships. Your cruisers are useless at doing damage because Hawk has no subs or air units in this mission. And your lander technically has to go all the way down to the bottom of the map in order to ferry infantry like here and maybe at this port. It's also kind of useless. Your subs are good for vision, your cruisers are also kind of good for vision, but you only have 4 battleships. They don't one-shot enemies because Drake doesn't have a firepower bonus on his naval units. So you need to do a little bit of finagling in order to get 5 kills in one turn for the power score. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to put 1 battleship in... Okay. Yeah, I'll put 1 battleship in this reef here. That covers either of those 2 rockets. And then I'm going to have this sub go over here. I'm going to have it... yeah, look at all these units. I'm going to have the sub go in a reef and rise later because I don't want it to run out of fuel. But now, what I want to do is... I want to make sure that my cruiser is in range of 1 rocket, but not any others, because there are really only 2 uses for cruisers in this map. The first is to get them damaged by artillery, and then join them for funds. By doing this, you can get enough funds to potentially build another battleship out of here, but the thing that I like to do is, and this is really, again, very bizarre, sacrifice them to build up your power meter. Because the cruisers aren't really going to be doing much of anything, like, productive otherwise. So, yeah, I'm going to actually deliberately move my cruisers in range. Here's the thing, though. Hawk has to be able to see them as well. So, okay, then. Like, he does have a few recons. Okay, yeah, there's a recon here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. The weird thing is, I actually want to have my units seen by his recons. Which is really silly, but it's kind of what is going to happen here. Just make sure that your battleships are safe, though. Okay, I have 2 cruisers that are getting shot this turn. The rest of my cruisers will move into positions where they easily can be shot. So see here, right here, these 2 rockets overlap their ranges quite a bit. So it's probably for the best if you don't expose a cruiser to there, because then the cruiser will outright die. Now here's the really important part. This sub right here. This sub needs to scout this area, which has a lot of rockets and artillery at the start. And this sub, I guess, can also scout a little bit more. Again, the lander, I think I will eventually also sacrifice the lander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, vision. On a beach, it's entirely possible, though Drake does have increased defense. So maybe I can afford to let this lander be exposed to, like, 1 rocket. Although if there's, like, another rocket down there, which there might be, then the lander will actually die. Meanwhile, Kanbei. So, Kanbei's main job here is to get this silo because it will help Drake secure the power score, and also to just damage a few of Hawk's units on the land, because Drake actually needs at least 1 tank on the land in order to... because he only has 4 battleships, so you actually have to kill something on the land in order to get a good power score. So, I need to get a tank with Hawk, and I need to use said tank to destroy. Hawk will have a recon quite close to Kanbei soon. Kanbei's job is to hold up that recon to make sure it doesn't, like, run away. And that my tank can eventually kill it. So, okay then, I don't think this is quite a kill. Yeah, Hawk does have the 10% increased firepower, but Drake does have increased defense on naval units. Oh, yep, there was actually another rocket that could shoot this cruiser. That usually happens. I often lose track of at least 1 rocket, but it's probably fine to lose 1 cruiser here. You can build new units on your land bases, so technique isn't a huge issue. And Hawk will be spending quite a lot of turns just moving his units around. So you just have to watch out because he does eventually, like, move his rockets or his artillery away in the central area. And I kind of want to kill some of those. You know, I actually do wonder, though, this kind of map, it definitely feels like the way the power score works is really not designed with maps like this in mind. They probably gave Hawk too many units. But yeah, like, unlike a lot of people, like, I do personally quite enjoy the power score in these games, and I actually, I mean, the way that it's done in Days of Ruin is okay, but as I've said in other parts, it also encourages going for overkill, which is a little bit, you know, inefficient in terms of the playstyle that it encourages. Okay, I think if I put you one down, you get shot, because I essentially need one more round of cruisers getting hit by things. And this sub is going to head in here to get me some good vision in the center. Yeah, don't expect these artillery to stick around for very long. Also, the artillery are a massive problem in this map for another reason that you'll be seeing. Okay. Yeah, I like to keep this area scouted, so in terms of this battleship, I like to keep this battleship close, though, so I'm going to send you, like, there. I can still see that one rocket there, but okay, I have 3 battleships all in reefs there. They can all potentially hit things, but here's the issue. So, in order to secure the power score, I need to kill one thing on land with a tank. And I don't think I'll be able to actually do that until the turn after next. So I'm going to have to keep this formation going for like one more turn. Okay, I'm getting 1 cruiser shot this turn. I'd sort of like to get another cruiser shot. So there's artillery here. 1, 2, 3. I think if I go here, I get shot by rockets, but not the artillery. Because, yeah, he does have these recons here. I like how the new vision mechanics in Reboot Camp actually, like, mean that vision, like, actually matters on this map now. Like, Hawk's recons do something. Because he was given a whole lot of recons kind of assuming that he needs their vision to scout things for his indirects. But it just didn't matter in the original version of the game because the AI cheated in Fog of War and could see everything. But yeah, there is a recon right there. I need to kill that recon with Drake in order to get perfect power. So, basically, that's what Kanbei's job for these first few turns are going to be. Also, Hawk has finally noticed Kanbei. Yeah, the cannons may withstand such attacks, but it's the other things in your army you should be worried about.
Yes. An ounce of prevention, as they say.
I love how pragmatic Hawk is, and I also love his voice. I haven't really heard his voice actor in many games, but, yeah, he does a really good job, I think. It's pretty much always how I imagine Hawk sounding. Of course, one thing about letting Drake's cruisers get hit to build up his power charge is that we get to see Drake's getting damage phases a lot more. I do like those, even though Drake is still, like, one of my least favorite characters. It's just kind of a thing is that not only was Drake really dumb in Advance Wars 1, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure where that rocket is exactly. Might be in one of those 2 forests above the recon. But yeah, not only was he one of the dumber characters in Advance Wars 1, his missions in Black Hole Rising are also some of my least favorites. Like, this mission's a good idea in theory, but in practice it kind of struggles with the fact that the hardest thing about it is getting a good power score. And I don't even know if that was entirely intentional. They just kind of gave Hawk too many units on a map where you only have battleships that can kill things. Also, so those units that are moving down below, yeah, Hawk actually has a very sneaky missile placed in those lower woods. And missiles, remember, have 5 vision in Fog of War. So sometimes you'll put a battleship down there, and you'll get attacked by rockets even though he had no recons down there, and you'll be like, what the heck is he doing? And then it turns out that, yeah, the reason was he has a missile somewhere around here, so if you just suddenly get one of your units spotted out of nowhere, that's what happened. There's a rocket here, there's also a rocket that starts here, but by the time you get there, this rocket is usually moved. The rocket here, though, has defensive AI, so it'll always stay where it is. But okay then. Now, Kanbei this turn needs to make sure this recon is pinned in so that no matter what it does, Drake will be able to kill it with this tank, because I need to be able to do that. I suppose Drake could get a recon here, but I kind of prefer more infantry just so I can maybe get another tank next turn. And yes, now I can get my battleships into a pretty solid position. If I go like here, here, and here, you only really need to get 2 battleships through this straight here. Oh, I just realized something. I believe this thing is right on the cusp of my vision range, so I'm gonna put this sub here. Oh, it's still right on the cusp of my vision range. But, the idea behind that being that, okay, this battleship actually needs to be able to kill that rocket. Because, yeah, next turn I need to be able to kill something with all of my battleships, and that is easier said than done sometimes. I mean, I'm okay with, like, this battleship seems fine in terms of its placement. Hang on, this thing is the only thing scouting out that rocket, isn't it? But I don't have any battleships in the area, so it's probably fine if I move the cruiser. I'll get this sub a little closer just because I don't really need to scout anything up here, because again, I have no battleships up there. This sub could be an emergency scout. Yeah, you just have to remember that Drake loses one vision from rain, just as everyone else does, which he really shouldn't, but yeah, it's dumb. So okay then, the plan here is... Okay, gotta be really careful how I damage this recon, because I need to make sure that Hawk does not get his power. But okay then. I think I'm able to, if I put you... Hang on. Yeah, okay, so if I attack with this recon from, I think, from above... Just do a little bit of damage here. I obviously can't, you know, fully surround this recon, because that way Drake won't be able to kill it. I also go here and launch this missile. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit weird with this missile. I'm going to be aiming it at this artillery, and I think there's like another artillery in this area too, so I might see if I can catch that as well. The reason being is that artillery are actually slightly more defensive than rockets are, so if for some reason this battleship here can't kill a rocket, then it has to kill an artillery, and it cannot actually one-shot the artillery if it's on 8 HP. It has to be on 7 HP or less. But yeah, if I put an inventory here, and if I abandon this capture, which is normally bad form, this recon cannot go anywhere where it does not get killed by the tank. Except for, like, this forest, but it's probably not going to go there. It's probably going to go for my capture. So I can get another recon with Kanbei and then that. It usually attacks one of Kanbei's infantry. So hopefully it attacks the one that's on the city, because that's usually how the AI works. It kind of prioritizes capturing infantry. And yeah, speaking of capturing, the reason why I want to make sure that Hawk doesn't get Black Wave or Black Storm too early is I want to make sure that Drake's battleships are undamaged by the time they reach the cannons, because if they're slightly damaged, it'll take me longer to destroy the cannons. And if it takes longer, Hawk is capturing some bases, so he might be able to build new units to the point where 5 kills is not enough for a perfect power score. So the best way to avoid that is to end the map as quickly as possible. So things are going to get very, very weird once I actually use Drake's power and go for the 5 kills. That's annoying. I should still be able to kill... Okay. So this battleship has to kill this recon. This battleship kills that rocket. This battleship kills either of these. Yeah, so like this battleship has to kill either of these rockets. Because again, I have to kill one thing with all of my battleships this turn. This 4th battleship will very easily kill something, like that thing is on a road, so it will definitely die. And then my tank needs to kill that recon. Okay, we're all set. Let's go!
Anchors away!
I hope he'd say that. After fighting Drake so much to go through all of the different routes of the Green Earth campaign in the first game, it's weird seeing Drake's powers actually be on my side for once. As you can see there though, oh boy, yeah, that sub is only barely scouting out that recon. I hate that Drake is affected by the vision penalty from rain. But okay then, so, see how my base damage there is 73%? So yeah, I don't actually one-shot the artillery. And I kind of want to move my sub down here just so that yeah, the rocket on the road, that's guaranteed, because I cannot afford to miss out on any kills here. I have to get 5. So, okay, that's 1 kill. Gonna secure this one now. 2 kills. Yeah, I believe one of these battleships had to... Okay. Not that. No other battleship can kill this rocket, so this is 3 kills. Oh, he's getting very close to his power. That's the thing, I would very much appreciate killing an artillery, not a rocket, because... okay then. That thing's always scouted, I'm just trying to see. Because if I can kill both of those, but then Hawk might get Black Storm. I sort of want to see if I can scout the artillery, because if I can, that would be a better kill. However, I move this sub away at all, I can't see that rocket anymore. Although I could easily move this sub. Oh boy, this is kind of a gamble. Nope, couldn't see the artillery. So okay then, I need to play this a little bit interestingly. This has to kill this, the other sub has to move, and then the other battleship kills the other rocket. But this does probably give Hawk Black Storm. Oh, he might actually be a little bit off Black Storm. So yeah, I can definitely see that. This battleship kills this rocket. Okay, that is the toughest part of this map over, getting the kills for the power score. Oh, he just barely doesn't have Black Storm. This is a problem though, because if he gets it mid-turn, he will use it. I'm just trying to think. You have 45 fuel, you have 41 fuel, you have... The thing is, so here's something a little weird. I often like to build APCs with Drake on this map, because I need to refuel my subs by the time they reach here, otherwise they will die and I'll lose technique. And I'm probably fine with the rest of my units where they are. Yeah, should be okay. So, here is again where this map gets very weird. Kanbei is not going to fight anything because that's going to stave off Black Storm. So yeah, my idea now is Kanbei pulls back almost all his units, and as you can see here, yeah, the rain is really affecting the movement of Kanbei's tire units. He's just going to get a couple of just like infantry. He's basically just going to spam out units. I normally like to make more of an advance with Kanbei here, but I just don't want Hawk to get Black Storm. Of course, if he manages to hit one of my battleships with a rocket, he will get Black Storm, probably. So, yeah. This is why I prefer if I'm able to kill one of his artillery for power instead of rockets, because that's worth vastly less. Like, basically just under half the price of a rocket. But it wasn't to be this time. The artillery are a little bit slippery. They like to move through the fog. Of course, there you were. Huh. I think I just barely wasn't able to scout you. That's a little bit unfortunate, and it's all due to Drake's power. But yeah, here, Drake is also just gonna kind of build up a bit of a wall of infantry and stuff. I know this is weird and kind of boring, but it's sort of how I want to play this, just because I'm trying to avoid Hawk getting Black Storm. So okay then, there's definitely a rocket here. I want to see if the rocket like here is still there. It is not. Yeah, usually it does move by the time you get here. So, oftentimes I find this space right here is usually safe. The space below tends to be not safe because the rocket here will see you because it's adjacent and it has one vision. And usually there's something that Hawk has in the area that can shoot something, so I've often found that that spot is safe. I could be horribly wrong though. We shall find out. And yeah, you just need to find a reef and stay there for the rest of your existence on this map. And yeah, that's basically my turn, and then I get these, and now I don't really care much about what Kanbei does. He's just going to make more infantry. I'm even going to keep my recons back. I just don't want these recons to die. I'm just trying to build units that result in low power charge, because that is kind of a viable strategy in Advance Wars 2 when power charge rate is 50% for the attacker rather than 25% in the first game. Yeah, in Dual Strike, and there was no indication that this happened, but in Dual Strike they actually changed the way power charge works. Every unit was assigned a power charge value that mostly correlated to its cost, but not entirely. For example, I think, like, black bombs were worth a little bit less than their cost, and, like, there was another unit that was worth a lot more than its cost. Oh yeah, you'll be seeing blinking fuel icons on a lot of Hawk's units in this map, because that's how Drake's powers work now. Oh, I really wish I could have killed that artillery, but oh well. So, once again, in fact, I have enough for another APC, which I'll get. because this is going to let me keep these subs underwater virtually indefinitely. The annoying thing is, these woods down here have a beach in front of them, which means that only a lander can scout out these by sea, which really sucks, actually. Like, you'd be surprised at how much that sets you back. But okay, then, I can put this battleship in here, and then I can put this battleship right next to that safe, almost literal safe harbor. Because now that I have 2 battleships on that one cannon, I think I can actually kill that cannon. I'm gonna creep that thing forward slowly, creep this forward slowly, and again, well, besides you going in here and rising, yeah, Drake's turns are going to be a little uneventful right now. I guess I can get this tank down here, but I don't really want the tank to get attacked either. My attempts to prevent him from getting Black Storm may be futile in the end, but I have to at least try. So yeah, this is going to look really weird. It's going to mean that I can potentially build like a Neo tank with Kanbei later just for style points. So yeah, overall this map becomes like an oddly passive affair, but it does show one interesting aspect to Drake, and in fact, I actually wonder if it's quite deliberate that Olaf works like this too. Olaf doesn't have a firepower bonus either, and he also has global map damage. I wonder if they realized that combining map damage with a firepower bonus would have been too over the top. I think Hawk and Sturm are the only character, and Sturm's map damage isn't even global, it's just centered in an area. Hawk is like the only one to combine global map damage with firepower, and even then it's only 10%. The thing is that it's interesting how Drake kind of compensates for his lack of firepower by using the damage from his powers to put enemies into kill range of his units. It is kind of a cool idea. But okay then, don't do that, don't do that. I can blow this first cannon. It doesn't really clear the way for me all that well because this other cannon still has like comparable range. It does kind of clear the way in the middle straight a little bit, but yeah, I've pretty much figured out going there is not safe. I wonder if going right above is safe. I guess we'll see. The problem is though, I cannot afford to I'm gonna have you go over here, dove. I cannot afford to let too many of my units get damaged, because if they do, then he gets Black Storm. He's very close to getting Black Storm, though. And of course, Kanbei's units are worth more for the purposes of power charge. Just like, I'm a little worried about putting the thing there, to be honest. Because if he hits the battleship, then he gets Black Storm. Okay, no vehicles are in range of that artillery. It only has 5 HP, so I'm kind of confident that it's not going to be able to... In fact, it can't even see anything that can shoot, because artillery only have 1 range. That's one element of mercy. When it comes to... Hi there. Yeah, usually the AI tends to missile Kanbei. And then I guess it kind of makes sense, because lore-wise, he doesn't know exactly where Drake's ships are, but whereas lore-wise, he knows where Kanbei's base is. Yeah, I do feel like the AI might cheat a little bit with its missiles in Fog of War. But it would kind of have to. Actually, here's kind of a fun fact about Fog of War. So, Sturm's Meteor Strike has to be centered on a unit. And in Fog of War, the Meteor can't actually hit any units that it can't see. I'm not exactly what happens if Sturm uses Meteor Strike in a fog map and there are no units visible to him at all. I wonder if the missile just goes into the Meteor just goes into a random location if that happens. But okay then. Oh boy, wow, this sub is doing really badly. This is why I built those APCs. But yeah, this diving sub, I guess, can go here. 2 medium tanks down there, it's not like they're going to really matter, but here's the problem. There's a rocket here. And that means that, yeah, these battleships kind of have to leapfrog between the reefs now. What turn are we at? We're at day 8. According to, like, a guide I saw, you can potentially finish this mission by day... No, it's adjacent to the shore there. You can potentially finish this mission by day 8, but I haven't quite figured out how to move my battleships to ensure that happens. All this saving up of funds, and Kanbei still can't afford Neo tanks yet. Yeah, he knows my sub is there, he just can't do anything about it since only cruisers and subs can attack submerged subs. Yeah, so apologies for the turns seeming like they're a little bit boring right now, but it's kind of just how this map works. I sort of just have to slowly creep these battleships in, because otherwise they're going to get hit by rockets and he's going to get Black Storm. So okay then, in terms of like range, I'm pretty sure that if I put a battleship like here, I'll be in range of the cannon, and I don't think his rockets will be able to shoot me there. I just need to get 2 battleships onto the cannon, but ideally I would like that to happen without getting hit by Black Storm, which is a little tricky. See, right now, though, I don't even have to pan the camera up to my other ships. And with Hawk's limited vision, he really can't do much to my giant clump of units down in the south. This is really starting to feel like a stealth-based level, even though it's I don't know, it's a little kind of, I suppose, sort of boring to play a map that way. It reminds me a little bit, there is like a fully stealth-based level in the first Valkyria Chronicles where you just have like the 2 main characters and one of them is injured, so you have to kind of slowly like sneak around enemies and maybe headshot a couple of them, and then just escort you to the end. It's kind of an interesting mission concept in that game. I do sort of remember that one. But, yeah, I remember there was an enemy ace in that one, which are, like, kind of unique enemies that have a frustratingly high chance of dodging your shots. I hate them so much. But you have to kill them to get special weapon specs. Some people have been asking if I would play Valkyria Chronicles on the channel. It's something I maybe would consider. Yeah, I think if I go there... Okay, so here's the moment of truth. There aren't any reefs that are in firing range of this cannon. So if he has the missile around and the missile can see me, that's going to end badly. But if this thing can't get shot, then no matter what happens, I win in 2 turns. In fact, I'm not sure if there's any way I can really win any faster than that. Oh, technically speaking, I could build like a lander up here, just because why not? I don't even know why, like, so there's an airport and 3 missiles here, but I guess you could potentially get that if Kanbei captures this port, or if, like, Drake somehow gets a unit all the way down here, and gets a lander all the way down here, and then throws the infantry all the way up, but I don't really, it's like, by the time you've done that, the map is basically over. I wonder if, like, if this map takes a really long time, if Hawk might be able to actually do that. It's possible that Hawk may be able to get that and start building air units, and then Drake's cruisers would actually serve a purpose, but, like, look at this, he hasn't found Kanbei's units yet. Oh, well, he does have an infantry around there. Okay, please do not let that rocket be in range of that battleship. As long as it is, and then I win in 2 turns, it's just that... Alright, oh, don't do enough damage to give you your power, please. Okay, good. Not enough damage to give him his power. Because if he does get his power, then I might actually be delayed in 1 turn destroying that with the battleship. The cannon, I mean. Because it's 55% damage at base with full health, but I think at 8 HP it's probably less than the remaining, remaining health of the cannon. Because, yeah, okay. First shot, 55% damage, 45, okay. So, here's the problem. If I go there, there is a decent chance that he will see me. However, I'm pretty sure that, like one thing hit by rockets, then Black Storm. I don't know, I think it's probably safer. See, this is, the problem with this is, I am very much banking on Kanbei and Drake combined down here, not giving Hawk his power. And because there's a bunch of tanks here, a lot of my infantry are going to get attacked right at this turn. So it's possible Hawk may get his power. And if he does, that is going to delay things by 1 more turn. Oh, that thing's fine. It's not gonna sink. And even if it did, my infantry storm here is basically ensuring that I get a good technique rating. I am actually just gonna throw some of Drake's foot soldiers in here, because they're worth less than Kanbei's. So it's gonna slightly lower his chances of getting Black Storm. Nah, this medium tank can't actually see anything now. Yeah, it's kind of silly how that works out. Yeah, lol, let's just do that. Is he gonna get it? Okay, he's going for Drake's units. They're worth less. That's worth more, though, but it's going to take a little less damage. Of course, now I can see that, so the medium tank will be able to shoot it. Oh, wow, that's close. Hi there, Neotank. That might be a one-shot. Yeah, these are only worth 1,000, though. Well, not Kanbei's, but please don't have it. Ugh! Oh boy, this is close. This is really close. I am actually sweating right now. Oh my, wow, I think he's like the tiniest sliver off of having it. Because like, the circles would be like dark yellow and glowing if he had it. He just... Oh, please tell me he can't shoot anything else. Yes! The quest to not give Hawk Black Storm has been achieved! That is a weird thing to be nervous about in an Advance Wars game, but like, holy crap! Like, yeah, that is like, ridiculously on the cusp of getting your power. But it doesn't really matter now, because... Goodbye, cannon number 2.
Very well.
I feel like Hawk's still a threat to Drake's force in this area just due to all of his units, but oh well. I guess, yeah. Like, lore-wise, the cannons are, like, actually killing things, but, like, even though they can't destroy units in the game. Yet more nautical puns. Although, this is, in this case, the phrase going down with your ships is 100% literal. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, really, the only thing Kanbei did for that run?
A vote of confidence from the commander himself. I won't soon forget it.
Oh, that was fully voiced, that's cool. But really the only thing that Kanbei did there was to kind of trap that recon. Oh boy, that day will be sooner than you think, Drake. I would say that Drake's not a great choice for those missions, but actually he kind of is. Map damage is good, and Drake is okay even without naval units.
That was some rough sailing.
And I got 100 power, great. Yeah, that is the hardest thing about this mission by far. Also, yeah, Drake's victory screen animation, you don't really get to see that very much. Like in his dialogue portraits. A lot of the other animations are like taken from dialogue portraits, but yeah, and yet again, I have a whole lot of coins and not really much to spend them on. But now that we have completed the first 3 missions in Green Earth, we'll be moving on to the lab mission next time, and oh boy, it's widely considered the hardest lab mission in the game, and you're also fighting Hawk there. See you all then.
Look who's here!
Okay, just like one of the others, beating Drake's Dilemma unlocks some new music. I wonder if this is related to Hawk somehow. It might be, because Lash's theme, I believe, is what you unlocked for beating Nature Walk. Wait, actually, wait, Drake's Dilemma seems to unlock the Green Earth theme? Worth it, worth every bit.